Well, as can be seen, I've got that gearbox of that BSA WD B40 stripped down to have a look and investigate the mystery top gear problem, and I think I found it, and I'll shed some light on it literally in a minute. I'll put my torch on so we can have a better look at it. We just go over here. I've got the gearbox assembly out here and I've checked over a few things. I've made sure that this sliding gear on the main shaft can slide freely as far over as it has to, and that is now actually in the top gear engaged position along the main shaft. If I move the selector quadrant, you can see that that is as far as it goes, and that little notch there lines up with the centre of the selector shaft. And if we look inside the engine, you'll see that likewise there's the hole for the selector shaft, and right next to it is the little notch on the leaf spring that would hold it in gear. So that is in top gear. The sliding gear would be engaged in the corresponding holes in this gear. Now I even suspected, I'll just get some light on it now, I even suspected, bear with me, that perhaps the bush inside that main shaft sleeve gear or top gear might have somehow managed to work its way towards us and maybe was keeping the sliding gear on the main shaft out of engaging with it, but I found out that wasn't the case. Far more bizarrely, and I've just put it there now after cleaning the gearbox out to demonstrate, but I cleaned the gearbox out, and right down there, see that ball bearing? Well, that was in there, and what I think's been happening, that's been the culprit. Now, when the bike is leaned over on its prop stand, which is on the left, the ball bearing would probably roll over. It won't stay there, but I'm pretty sure the ball bearing would roll over to the left or far end of that little well, and then this part of the selector quadrant, when it's in top gear, is right down in that well. And when you're up and running and moving the bike around and rolling and whatever, there's a little bit of a sump, deep spot there that the ball is rolling into. You can see it rolling into there, and I think that corresponds with the reported and apparent fault with top gear only happening when the engine is warm. I'm just going to switch the torch off a minute, and I think what's been happening is when it's been on the prop stand, the bike leans over, the ball rolls away, and the thickness of the oil, even when the bike's upright, will keep it there for a while. And gradually, as you're going along and the oil warms up and thins a little bit by bit, the ball is allowed to roll across, down to this bit closest to me, and then when you try and get top gear, it locks this quadrant out from bottoming out in that little well that we see there, and you can't get top gear anymore. So apologies for the bad light, but hopefully this will explain and demonstrate what I mean. And see the ball bearing there, that's where it naturally sort of wants to be when the bike is upright. But like I say, when the bike is leaned over on its prop stand, which is on the left, the ball will roll out the way, the oil will cool down. I think I've lost that completely. I flicked it away somewhere. Well, that doesn't matter because we don't want it anyway. The bike leans over, the ball rolls out of the way, everything cools down, the oil thickens, and the ball is kept out the way of the selector quadrant for a while. And then the oil warms up, and gradually the ball comes towards us this way into the deep spot and jams that quadrant there, prevents it from moving all the way and engaging top gear. And I'm pretty sure that's it, and I think I found it. And get that ball out the way, put everything back together, and I'm pretty sure top gear will work all the time.